This is one of those occasions when I think, boy, I really like what I do, because one of the things I like to do is really putting a megaphone on some wonderful, wonderful small businesses in Oklahoma City, and we're in the Plaza District. So
Yes.
tell me a little bit, for those of you who don't know, what the Plaza District is here in Oklahoma City and how it has just exploded over time.
Yeah, so the Plaza District, a lot of people describe it as an arts district. There's a lot of creative people down here that have businesses. It's really started to diversify as far as businesses as well. It's not just retail, it's not just restaurants. We have a med spa. You can come down here, you can refill your soap at Local Lather. There's just a lot going on down here.
I frequently make an appointment at Purity Day Spa, which is close to here, and that's kind of how I really was first introduced to this whole up and coming area, and boy, is this up and coming.
Yeah, it's
You talk about gentrification. This area has exploded.
Yeah, it's a lot different than it was 20 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
When this was a chop shop where they would bring in vehicles that were stolen, that was what was in this location.
Oh, wow.
So it's really changed.
Yeah.
We've kind of called it a hidden bar. As you can see, we've got kind of a fake front here with a bookstore that we call
And if you're going to have a fake front, a library or a bookstore
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
right up my alley.
that we call fine print.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well played. Well played.
We don't have business cards here. We have bookmarks. So everybody who comes in, when they walk out, they
I'm going
can
to come over
they
here
can
because
grab a bookmark.
And can I just say, it is the tiny touches that make you feel so welcome. They even have a book here that they have opened to tulips and things because they knew I was
Yes.
coming today, in addition to fresh flowers. And those are the kind of things that separates, I think, really small independent businesses from chain restaurants.
Absolutely. I mean, we really focused on the details, and you'll see that when they start presenting the cocktails, that we really did the glassware, the ice, the garnish, just all the napkins.
Yeah.
You know, our logo, they're in the corner, so that way when the glass sits in the middle, you still see the logo on the corner. I mean,
That's
we
cool,
thought
yeah.
about really as much as we could.
And you guys, you're like me, you're all about the details, you're all about the
Yeah.
signature touches, and it just makes this place absolutely yummy, really, really exquisite. And okay, let me just, I guess, not wait any longer. We should go back there and meet Charlie, who is going to whip us up some absolutely fabulous beverages that are in
Absolutely.
competition. Okay, so now we're behind the bar, and can I just say that the interior of this charming place does not disappoint. It is eminently charming. So tell me a little bit about who the muse was, if there was a muse for this, the inspiration for the decor. Give me a...
Sure. So the decor in itself, we were able to hire a local artist named Lindsay Zadro, and the artwork is heavily inspired by the children's book Madeline. So you're going to get a lot of that whimsical, childlike, dreamlike aesthetic to it.
Yeah, and every mural is that much cuter than the next.
Yeah, just a little bit about us and who we are. We are good for a few, and you know, it's open to interpretation as far as what good for a few means to you. It might mean something different to me. And I'm a frequent bar goer, and I've been a frequent plaza goer for over 10 years. And so the inspiration was we wanted a bar that was for us, the people who've grown up with this neighborhood, and we feel that Oklahoma City needed somewhere for adults to feel like adults and have an intimate conversation.
Well, I think just the concept of neighborhood bars
Yes.
in and of itself is delightful. I love the exposed brick. It feels very rich in here. I love the brass tones. I love the deep wood tones, the leather. It's very, very, very cozy, and it will be even cozier after we make a couple of cocktails.
Perfect.
2 or 3? We're going to do 2 or 3 cocktails
Let's go with
today.
3.
Let's go with 3. Okay.
Feels like a 3 cocktail kind of day.
Okay, well, I will be your sous bartender. What's a sous bartender? A bartender's assistant called?
You know, I don't know that we have a term for that. The driver.
The driver.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like being in charge.
And this is Emily Beeman. She is the brains in the face. So she will be assisting us with the cocktails that we're making today. I'll be the voice, and she is significantly better bartender than I am. So I'll just kind of walk us through.
Okay, so first of all, give us a rundown of what 3 things we're going to be making today. Well, I tell you what, let's just start one by one, because that can be kind of confusing. These are house cocktails?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, these are signature, good for a few cocktails.
Okay, well, I just love the concept of these different things because all of them have a fruity element, but they all kind of have a different vibe. So whatever your vibe is for Valentine's Day, that may be the cocktail that you want to select. Last year, we had pretty much of a consensus on the one that we ended up selecting. Isn't that right, ladies? Let's see if that consensus continues this year. Okay, what is cocktail number 1?
So we're going to start with the Upper East Side. So this is going to be a little more of an effervescent and fun to drink cocktail. I think a word that is overused in the bar community, but it applies very well in this instance, is crushable. So these, you can crush it and put it away. It's a very easy cocktail to drink. So that's going to be a vodka and an elderflower with a little bit of white cranberry and lime.
So crushable meaning it just is easy going down?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, instead of literally crushable. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can put it away.
That is a new term. I am going to use it a lot from now on. I'm going to use it a lot from now on, especially coming out of dry January. It's going to be a crushable February. Okay. So what do?
So we start with the white cranberry.
Cranberry.
We did 0.75, so 3/4 of an ounce of that. So a 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice. The elderflower liqueur, Saint Germain. We'll do an ounce of that.
Oh my.
We're gonna do 2 ounces of Tito's.
Now she does this so quickly and I would really have to be thinking really hard through each step. She does make it look easy. I love these flavors. I love the lime. I love the
It's a very bright and
cranberry. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, one more time. Tell me the ingredients.
Yes, so it's going to be 2 ounces of vodka,
Okay.
1 ounce of elderflower liqueur. In this instance, we use Saint Germain as
Okay.
our brand, but I think any elderflower will work just fine.
Okay.
In a pinch, that way people don't have to. If they don't find Saint Germain, they can replace it with any.
What if they can't find that type of liqueur at all? Is there a substitute?
If they look for any elderflower.
And that's pretty easy to find, in other words.
It is going to be, yeah.
Okay. It is crushable.
Yes.
It is, very crushable. A little bit about this ice. So for those of you in the Oklahoma City area, if you don't know where Barkeep is, it's an absolutely adorable, tiny little store / bar within walking distance of my house on Walker. And they sell all sorts of bar accoutrements. And apparently they also sell this kind of ice, which is really, really fun.
It gives you the opportunity to support a local business.
Yes, and to support a local business because we're all about that. One of the reasons that we are here. I'm going to have to say, beating this one is going to be pretty hard to do.
Well, cocktail is going to be good for a few. So.
Now, even though this is white cranberry juice, it would be fun, I think, to maybe in terms of kind of adorning it, to use a lime and then maybe some sugared red cranberries to top it off. And that would be very Valentine's-y, and it would be a nice signature touch, and it would be very, very fun. Okay, well, we will have to just see what these ladies say. Okay, I am going to be, now a true professional I would have a cocktail napkin or a coaster or something, wouldn't I? You can tell that I am not a real professional. Okay, how cute. Okay, because you're my age and we're older. Okay, yes, so you get the first one. I'm told it's pretty crushable, but you know your own limits. Drink responsibly.
Oh, that is not only crushable, it's very refreshing.
Oh, I know, I know. Okay, a number of observations. So I was saying how it would be so beautiful if you had sugared cranberries, and you said actually that's how you wanted to adorn it.
Yes,
but,
originally.
but you couldn't find really great cranberries.
Yeah.
So it's all about freshness here. So I appreciate that. The other thing is, we were talking about because this is so refreshing.
Yes.
It would be wonderful to serve in the spring or in the summer. It has a sparkling kind of taste.
Yeah, it's a
to it.
year-round drink for sure.
So I think I would also morph it into those seasons by maybe replacing the cranberry juice with, you were saying some kind of muddled fruit. So muddled raspberries,
Yes.
muddled peaches, muddled whatever. I don't know how you could muddle up this drink because it is just so yummy.
Absolutely. And also it's a drink that lends itself to be paired with so many flavors. So even if you wanted to use herbs from your garden, let's say mint or basil,
yeah.
things like that, I mean, you can go crazy.
Yeah,
Truly.
I think mint would be absolutely delightful and would be also a beautiful, beautiful garnish. Okay, so I'm gonna be hard pressed to vote for another one after this.
That's fair.
So
It's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. Okay, let's move on to option number 2.
Alrighty, so this next drink that we're making is called the OTR. So OTR stands for off the record. The reason we named it that is because we want this bar to be a place that your secrets are safe here and they're safe with us. So
Just
this
like Las Vegas.
yeah, exactly. What's happens at Good for a Few stays at Good for a Few. So we're going to be using 1.5 ounces of Reposado tequila. We are going to use half an ounce of apricot liqueur. Yes, no, go right ahead.
What is Reposado tequila?
So Reposado tequila is an agave-based spirit that has been rested. So Reposado is just Spanish for rested. It was rested in wood barrels for a couple of months.
Okay.
And then you go into the longer it ages, it changes categories. So Reposado tequila, in this case, we use Cimarron, but it
Okay.
really is interchangeable. So we will do half ounce of apricot liqueur. We use half an ounce of dry curacao, so it's going to be an orange liqueur. And then we're going to do 0.75 ounces of sweet vermouth. And then a couple dashes of Angostura bitters and orange bitters.
Oh my goodness.
So when it comes to bitters, think of bitters as bitters are to cocktails the way that salt is to food. So it's
Okay.
meant to bring out the flavors that are already there, meant to enhance the drink.
Ooh, this is awfully pretty. Now, I have to ask you about the names of these cocktails, since these are house cocktails. Off the record,
Yes.
and Upper East Side, somebody likes New York, somebody likes,
We are fans. So especially our ownership team, Jordan and Tyler, they're suckers for the East Coast.
this is beautiful. I love the aesthetics of it. It's, dare I say, it's very sensual.
I would have to agree with you. So a
It's-
little bit about this drink.
Okay.
It is served in a Nick and Nora glass.
Okay,
So-
wait. I have
Go
to
ahead,
stop you.
go ahead.
I have to stop you right there. If I didn't like you before, I love you now.
Okay,
That you
I'm not mad
would
at that.
make a Nick and Nora reference to everybody out there. Here's my question of the day. Do you know what he's talking about? If you are a fan of the Thin Man series of the 1940s, 50s?
You know what? I have homework after this.
Okay, I'm gonna
Me
say-
too.
Okay. And the dog Asta? Asta. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. It takes a village. Oh my goodness. Here's my treat to you. Drink one of these watching a
Ooh,
Thin
great
Man
homework.
movie and a drink, movie
There
and
you
a
go.
cocktail. Leah, we really need to put some links to that stuff below because they are just classics, but I digress. This is beautiful.
Yes. So here's the thing. This cocktail is going to be very deceiving because as delicate as it looks, it does pack somewhat of a punch. It's a little bit goes a long way.
Okay, Leah just said amen to that, and especially a punch when you're coming out of dry January and you've already
Yes.
sampled an Upper East Side.
Cheers.
Oh, but first,
Oh, yes.
oh my goodness.
Well,
the
you drink with your eyes
fragrance.
first and then
You
your nose.
do.
Yeah.
And look at that color. Look at that color.
Oh, I know.
I feel very chic, but I feel like I'm not dressed appropriately. I really feel
Yes,
like I need to be a lot more. Oh man, Marty, our friend Lisa, is like this. Okay, give me a recap. Once again, what was in here?
So that is going to have tequila reposado. It's going to have apricot liqueur, dry curacao, a little bit of sweet vermouth, and it's going to have equal parts Angostura bitters and orange bitters.
Almost all liquor.
Okay, this would be great after you've really been out in the cold hiking, gardening, really doing. It has a warming. It makes you feel like a brandy would.
Yes.
It just kind of infuses you with warmth when you taste it.
It's poetry in a glass.
It is poetry. Yes, it absolutely is. Boy, that's yummy.
It
Okay,
is.
I'll be anxious to see what the girls have to say.
I'm excited.
And also, I think. Okay, this is a strange thing.
Sure.
If you were going to ascribe gender to these cocktails, would Upper East Side be male or female? Gosh, I'm putting you on the spot.
That is a very controversial question.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to answer it. So I will say this.
Oh, that was smooth.
I will
Okay.
say these are cocktails. I've got my
Let's put them
answer.
up one
That is
against
going
the other.
to sort of challenge the gender norms, because I've seen more women drink this one and I've seen more men drink this one.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And-
We might need to put a quiz up.
So
On this.
that's a great approach, and it's one of those where I think we're at an age now where just men are like, man, I kind of like the fruit forward drinks, and women are just like, I've had women in here teach me about whiskey, which is kind of a fun experience.
Well,
So far.
being a whiskey lover,
Which I'm okay with. I welcome it. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've got two wieners here, you guys. I don't know. Let's let the gals
Yeah,
taste them,
Absolutely.
and then we'll move on to the third.
Yes, super excited.
So number 3, it's going to be really hard though
Yes.
to beat the first two.
Which is okay, but here's the thing about our drinks is we love them all equally.
Okay, equal opportunity bar. Okay, so what's in
So-
the next one?
Before I get started, I do want to talk about a very important practice and concept when it comes
Okay.
to making your drinks, which is called mise en place. So I would strongly urge all of your listeners is to have everything in its place
Ready.
before you get started. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our mise en place. So in
Okay.
this case, for this cocktail, we're going to use a chilled stocky martini glass. So it will maintain your drink as cold as possible.
Okay, I am not familiar with stocky martini glasses. Ladies, isn't that? And this one is etched glass. Very, very fun.
For this one, this is going to be a bourbon-based cocktail. It's called a Montauk. So it's going to be, in this instance, we're going to use Buffalo Trace, which is a very popular bourbon. We're
And
going to
my
use.
husband's favorite, I might add.
There you go. So you
Okay.
don't have to change it at all. And it's going to be Banana de Brazil. So the Banana de Brazil, don't think of Banana de Brazil liqueur as a yellow Laffy Taffy punch you in the face. Think of it as more of a roasty, toasty, banana
Marshmallows.
nut bread esque
Okay.
liqueur.
Okay.
And you'll know exactly what I mean once you take a first sip of that. It's going to have a little bit of black walnut bitters and a little bit of tiki bitters just for complexity to create.
What are tiki bitters?
Tiki bitters, you're asking me a very complicated question because so many herbs and spices go into bitters. And like I mentioned, bitters is
The
to
umami
cocktails like
of-
it's
yeah.
like salt to
Okay.
food. A little bit goes a long way, but you can over salt your food and you can over bitter
Okay.
your cocktail. So
Okay. But if you want to make a mocktail out of this, then and what I have found a lot of people when they're making mocktails during dry January is they'll just do something kind of sparkling and just take the liquor out
Yes.
and add extra, seltzer water or whatever, and the bitters play a really important part in the flavor
yes, they do.
of the mocktails.
And again, it creates depth and layers, so it
Okay.
gives you that complexity. Let's go with our Banana de Brazil. So we're going to do 0.75 ounces.
Okay, I'm going to be rude for a minute because
No,
I want
don't
to
be.
smell that.
Go for it.
Well, no, because a friend of mine who said this is her favorite, Peyton, she doesn't like
Yeah.
bananas.
Yes.
And that hardly even smells like banana.
Which to me, it's the ultimate compliment is when someone says, I don't normally drink this, but you convinced me to drink it. So, and then we're going to go with our Buffalo Trace bourbon.
Okay.
We're going to go with 1.75 ounces. I'm going to do black walnut bitters.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, About 3 dashes.
Okay, and you can probably get that at Barkeep.
You can.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little bit of tiki bitters. You want to go about 10 drops.
And it's a bad thing. So if you accidentally put too many bitters in there, do you just dilute it with?
So, I mean, yeah, you can
Okay.
add more booze. And so my advice is always
Never a bad idea. Okay.
When building your cocktails, you always want to start with your least expensive ingredients first. So that way, if you mess up, you're not throwing away.
Okay,
booze.
let's put a big tip there. You start with your least expensive ingredients
yes.
first. So if you, okay, that is brilliant. And you know what? That's a great idea, just and a great mantra for life. Oh, stirred, not shaken.
So what we're trying to accomplish here is we're trying to add about 1 ounce of dilution
Okay.
to the cocktail. You want about 60 revolutions. So once you're, and you can put your hand here, once you start feeling it get a little chillier.
Now I have to ask though, this might be labor intensive to create this cocktail for a crowd.
So one practice that we have in the bar industry is called batching. So in this
Okay.
instance, what we can do is just scale it up, you know, depending on how many guests are coming to your party.
Okay.
You can just, you know, put it in a bottle and batch
Okay.
it ahead of time. So.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love that part where you do this.
That's for sure.
It doesn't take much.
So one important practice or theory when it comes to flavor
Okay.
is 75% of flavors in the nose. So you want to make sure that people are drinking this with their, you know, with that sense first. We're going to rub the
Interesting.
peel on the edge so they get a little more of that.
So even though you want drinks maybe to be crushable, you want them to be only so crushable before they're just experiential.
Yes.
Okay, so you really want this to be experiential in
Yes.
addition to drinkable.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and we want to be very intentional, and we want to hit as many senses as we can. So, which, speaking of, we're going to do a little citrus coin right on top.
Oh, what a
So-
citrus coin.
So citrus coin is going to be a signature good for a few garnish. There you go.
Are those not the cutest thing?
So we're going for a fun, just minimalist look that is, as of now, just used at good for a few.
Okay, I was going to say I've never seen these before,
There you
and
go.
look at how cute is that. This is one of those tiny things that gives me so much joy. In a cut glass, even looks like a votive cup or whatever, they have citrus coins, and I'm not even going to ask you how you make them because it's probably
It's a house secret.
It's a house
Yeah,
secret.
Yeah.
but I have not seen this anywhere.
Yeah. And you might start seeing it more in the bar culture in Oklahoma, but as of right now, to my knowledge, we're the first ones to use it. So
Wow. Okay, may I?
please do be my guest.
This is really, first of all, I love the glass. I love the cut glass. I love the stocky martini glass. It's like husky size if you're buying jeans. Oh, man. Now, I will say,
Talk to me.
this is delicious,
Yes.
but it's not as crushable.
No. This is a sipper.
No, this is a sipper.
This is a sipper
So
for sure.
my friend Peyton is here, and she said this is her favorite drink. So she must really be a sipper versus a gulper. I'm just saying.
Yes. And it's always very
man.
interesting what a cocktail like this does to your, just even your body language. You feel more like sophisticated, put together, very Mad Men-esque.
Okay, this Mammoth, but this seems more like the s'mores.
Ooh, yeah.
The s'mores of cocktails, because I mean, I really would need to drink this in front of a fire. When
you have
it
an
was
excuse.
really cold out. Yeah. But I have to say, I don't taste any banana in this.
So it's one of those where it's really fun because people try to figure out what it is, and they get a lot of like caramel, just roasty, toasty flavor notes. But yeah, it's going to be the Banana do Brazil doing its job really well.
The Buffalo Trace is holding its own
Yes.
in this too. It's definitely a player in this. Oh my goodness. I will say it's a little sweet for me.
Okay.
I like the sparkly lightness of the
Yes.
first one. This one I think is absolutely delicious, but it's more like it would be a dessert after a not very big meal.
I hear you.
Because it's pretty sweet. It's a little more viscous. It's a little thicker.
Yes. Yeah.
It's it seems like an après meal
Yeah.
kind of thing. It would be delicious over vanilla ice cream.
You know, I would not be mad at that idea.
It would really be delicious over vanilla ice
Okay.
cream.
You know your stuff.
I mean, it's pretty wonderful. But what I would say, kind of as an aggregate, they all have their own place.
Yes.
I mean, right place, right cocktail.
Yeah.
Different kinds of things, and our decision and the weightiness of this decision is to decide which one of these cocktails will make it home for my Thanksgiving. See, already I haven't even had
you're
much.
cut off.
I'm already. I know, and please drink responsibly. My Valentine's Day gathering, which I think is just wonderful. However, I also have to say this would be great for Galentine's get
Yes, it would be.
together, or Galentines, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are celebrating Valentine's Day. Charlie, I cannot thank you enough. We will post which was our favorite.
Sounds good.
I may have to sample each one more time.
That's fair. I'm okay with that.
Before I make my final decision, and we will let you know. Gals, thank you as always. Thank you for being here to support us. Thank you, Good for a Few. This is
Absolutely.
just such a fun place.
Now, here comes a fun surprise.
Oh,
Is I'm going to make you one more cocktail.
what?
But here's the thing about that. Here's the.
This is like an infomercial.
But that's not all.
But wait.
Call in the next
we
10
have
minutes.
One more.
The thing about this cocktail, we are not going to give your listeners the build or the recipe for it. They have to come here and try it out. So
Ooh, but I have listeners all around the world. How am I going to do that?
Oklahoma City is worth the drive or the flight. I believe it.
Whoa.
Oh, absolutely.
Whoa.
So let me
for
tell
this
you.
for this last
Yes.
cocktail. Okay. Ooh.
I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So this is kind of our answer to the masses love an espresso martini. And I don't.
I know. I have to say, I've
Yeah.
jumped on that
And here's the
bandwagon
thing,
myself.
I don't blame them for it.
Throw in a little chocolate, and you've really
Yes.
got me.
Yes. So
Okay.
here's the thing. Because we are renegades, we're rule breakers. We are going to break the rules just a little bit when it comes to the espresso martini, and we want to introduce a different cocktail to the masses. It's called the carajillo. Carajillo is super popular in Mexico, in Spain.
And what does that mean?
So
Carajillo?
carajillo, it
Carajillo.
comes from like coraje, which means courage. So originally it has liqueur 43, which is going to be vanilla, citrus forward, and espresso. In this instance, we're going to chef it up a little bit. So
Okay.
we're going to create it for you, and then you're just gonna. Your only job is to enjoy it.
Okay, let me just say that Charlie Horse
Yes.
is delicious.
Yes.
But really, I am very honored because this is the first night it's going to be on the menu.
Yes, and you're the first ones to try it.
Well, you definitely have our recommendation,
Perfect.
our commendation, because it is absolutely delicious, and it's different, but
Yes.
it's the same.
Yeah.
And don't have these if you're on a diet, but definitely, gosh, around Christmas time, around the holidays, and around Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. It would
It's a
be
guilty
perfect.
pleasure for sure.
It is a guilty pleasure just in time for Valentine's Day.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Enjoy.